CM Punk still has the wrestling bug, and are the stars of WWE in serious danger? But first, let's run through today's quick fire headlines. Japanese wrestling liaison Sonny Ono would recently speak with Wrestling Inc. regarding his involvement in the booking of Shinsuke Nakamura's match against Great Muta as part of the Legend's retirement tour, with the bout going down at a Pro Wrestling Noah event on January 1st. Ono would reveal that Noah were keen on protecting their newly developing relationship with All Elite Wrestling and made sure there were no objections from various promotions on booking a WWE talent. Sonny would also reveal that AEW star Sting's involvement in the final match of Great Muta's retirement tour was a wish of Muta himself, whose retirement run would include stars of WWE, AEW, and New Japan. AEW star Billy Gunn would appear on a recent episode of Road Dogg's Oh You Didn't Know podcast, where he would reveal his thoughts on the young talent in the All Elite Wrestling locker room. He would point out that many of them refuse to take advantage of the wealth of knowledge that veterans like himself, Arn Anderson, Dean Malenko, and BJ Whitmer could offer them, something that was a topic of discussion following the CM Punk All-Out Media Scrum. It has been confirmed that multi-time WWE Women's Champion Becky Lynch will play a role in the premiere episode of the upcoming Season 3 of Young Rock, a series which focuses on the life of a young Dwayne Johnson. According to PW Insider, Lynch will take on the role of 80s pop star Cyndi Lauper, who was a special guest at WrestleMania 1, the focus of the episode. It was recently announced that AEW tag team FTR will appear at the upcoming New Japan Battle Autumn show in Osaka on November 5th, and at the time their opponents remained a mystery. However, NJPW have now announced that Dax and Cash will defend their IWGP World Tag Team titles against the United Empire's Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb, in a bout that will be nothing short of a slugfest. Dwayne Johnson's daughter Simone, going by the ring name of Ava Rain, would make her second on-screen appearance on NXT last night, taking part in an interview with Vic Joseph, alongside her Schism stablemates. She would deny being brainwashed by Joe Gacy before insisting her group will make an example of Cameron Grimes, who turned down a spot in the faction. Main roster superstar R-Truth would compete on NXT last night in a match with Grayson Waller. Truth would dive to the outside, instead getting caught on the top rope, which took away his momentum, leading to him missing his opponent and twisting his knee on the landing. The match would then be called off with him being assisted to the back by medical professionals, with the referee awarding Waller the win by referee stoppage. As of this recording, there is no further update on the extent of the injury. Last night, the ongoing mystery in NXT would continue as Scripts left an ominous voicemail on the answering machine of the Performance Center. The mystery star would warn that they will leave their mark and warned of an imminent start. This whilst footage was shown of them spray painting their name on the PC. The vignette follows a trademark filing for the name Scripts on October 21st. Former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Kazuchika Okada would speak with Sports Illustrated this week, where he praised his time in AEW in the build-up to the Forbidden Door event in June 2022. He would reveal that he had hoped to meet Bryan Danielson backstage at the event, who would be pulled from the show due to injury, before noting that hopefully next time he can meet up with him in the ring instead. Okada would then praise FTR for their performance at the New Japan London show, adding that a tag match might be of interest. And for our final quickfire headline, AAA Mega Champion Hijo del Vikingo has taken to Instagram to confirm that he suffered from a dislocated elbow at a AAA show on October 31st, and he would write, "Yesterday at the Tlaxcala show, I suffered a dislocated left elbow for which I will be out for about 3 weeks. Thanks to all my teammates who supported me, my family, my girlfriend, and my brother Octagon Jr. for staying until the end." And next up, a young AEW star reveals how CM Punk helped him backstage. Over recent weeks, there's been mixed reports on the backstage feeling towards CM Punk, this following the post-AEW All-Out backstage altercation with the Elite. Despite a lot of the current narrative from fans being that Punk isn't wanted in the AEW locker room, Wrestling Inc.'s Nick Hausman would reveal that he's heard from multiple wrestlers in the back that enjoy working with him. Well, one of the names that enjoy having Punk around seems to have been revealed, as during a recent episode of the Family Business podcast on ad-free shows, up-and-coming AEW wrestler Brock Anderson, son of Arn, would reveal how Punk helped him after a tag match that saw him team up with Lee Johnson to take on FTR at Rampage Beach Break on January 28th. He would reveal that Punk would call him and his partner into the locker room to help them improve their work, with him noting, CM Punk pulls me and Lee into his room and says, "Alright, what do you think you did right?" We had an opinion that we thought we did something good, and he's like, "Absolutely not." He told us what we did right, and it wasn't even what we thought it was. We were like, "Oh," and a light bulb went off, and he was like, "Alright, what do you think you did wrong?" And we listed all that off. Just for a guy of CM Punk's magnitude, the top guy in the business at the time, to take the time to show two greenhorns what they did right, what they did wrong, and what they can improve on. That was a really cool moment, and I just have to acknowledge it because he didn't have to do that at all. Just like FTR didn't have to have a wrestling match with us, they could have just been like, "I'm not wrestling them." For guys of their caliber to have such an interest in the young talent and try to better the next generation is really cool. The story follows several similar tales from the younger stars of All Elite Wrestling, with the likes of Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks recalling similar encounters with Punk. As we discussed earlier in the video, Billy Gunn has noted that the younger stars of AEW aren't always open to advice from the veterans in the back, although there appears to be some that see the value in their experience. And next up, let's get into the bulk of the video, as Cody Rhodes has revealed the truth behind his road to recovery. Shortly after his jump from AEW to WWE earlier this year, Cody Rhodes would suffer from a torn right pectoral tendon during a workout session, forcing him to step away from the ring for up to 9 months. Despite the injury, Cody would work one last match at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, overcoming the challenge of Seth Rollins before undergoing surgery, taking time off to recover. With the injury taking place in late April, early June, his projected recovery time should see him back on screens by March 2023, although a report from the Wrestling Observer has noted that he is ahead of schedule. Well, on Monday night, Rhodes would take to Twitter to reveal the agony that his recovery has put him through ahead of his much anticipated return, and he would write, "How's physical therapy going? It's effing awful. Every day we dig into the muscle, then I scream. Half the time I spot a tear flowing. It's a near impossible task getting a body part that had been shredded to 100% or hell, even 90%, but on the worst days, I have the best reason to not tap out." Underneath the post, Cody would link photos of his young daughter Libby during Halloween, revealing the reason to continue. When Cody will be back in the ring remains to be seen, although if his recovery allows it, a spot in the Royal Rumble feels like the perfect place for a return for the American Nightmare, with this happening in late January. Again, it all depends on how ahead of schedule he is, although clearly Cody's physical therapy hasn't been a breeze. And next, CM Punk still has the wrestling bug. Ever since the backstage incident at AEW All Out that saw a brawl involving CM Punk, Ace Steel, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks, neither man has been seen on AEW television due to suspensions and, in Punk's case, an injury on top. And whilst we now know that the Elite will be returning to television soon, we've heard various reports based on speculation from those close to Punk, and his wrestling future remains up in the air. The Wrestling Observer have noted that he is in talks to get out of his contract, with the non-compete clause being the main sticking point, leading to speculation that he could be WWE bound once he recovers from injury. Well, in a fresh report from Fightful Select, many of the possibilities were explored. They would first confirm a report from Wrestling Inc. that notes there are no active litigation against Punk, but they would also note that there's currently no active plans to bring him back to AEW, although this doesn't necessarily mean there won't be in the future. Regarding possible interest from WWE over a return, sources within the company indicated that there will likely be interest in the possibility. It was added that reps from multiple other companies have said that they'd be interested in at least having a conversation with Punk, but aren't sure how motivated he'd be to continue. People on the signing circuit also feel that he'd be in high demand in that department. With that said, sources close to Punk himself would refuse to rule out a return to the wrestling ring, and would claim that he has the wrestling bug again, meaning a want to wrestle, although there was some doubt if he'd still feel the same way after going through yet another recovery from injury. The same source notes that options will be available if and when he wants to return to action. Fightful would conclude by saying that they have reached out to CM Punk directly, but have not heard anything back as of yet. If the source is to be believed, it seems that right now Punk does want to wrestle, but the question is, will that still be the case once he's recovered from his tricep injury? Whilst there are no active plans for him to return to AEW, it doesn't mean that there won't be at some point, and it looks like on the WWE side of the fence that there is interest in bringing him in, if the circumstances were correct. Not only that, but it looks like there's interest from outside of WWE and AEW as well, although which companies that is still unclear. And finally, let's get to some much more serious news as other stars of WWE in serious danger. This Saturday, WWE's schedule has their superstars penned in to appear in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, with the Crown Jewel event set to be headlined by a match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship between Roman Reigns and Logan Paul. According to a report from the Wall Street Journal, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has shared intelligence with the United States warning of an imminent attack from Iran on targets in the kingdom, putting the American military and others in the Middle East on an elevated alert level. In response to the warning, Saudi Arabia, the US, and several other neighboring states have raised the level of alert for their military forces. Saudi officials said Iran is poised to carry out attacks on both the kingdom and Erbil, Iraq. In a wrestling sense, this of course raises huge questions on if the Crown Jewel event will still take place, with there now being a huge reason to cancel the show with lives potentially at risk. While according to a new report from PW Insider, the plan is for the show to still go ahead, although security measures will be in place, and the report notes, in speaking to several at WWE, we are told that the show is set to still go forward and that the company already has security protocols and emergency contingencies in place for any issues. They are hopeful all will be fine. It's unknown which areas of Saudi Arabia are currently being targeted, although it's worth noting that Riyadh is the capital city of the country and the largest and most populated. Perhaps there is intelligence that suggests Riyadh isn't in the reported firing line, although on the surface the move to continue as planned feels extremely dangerous for WWE, unless they know something that we don't. And before you go, make sure you check out 10 masked AEW wrestlers unmasked.